Lincoln sports fans, and welcome back to the Sports Zone. I'm Bailey Callahan.
And I'm Natalie Albert. On Tuesday, we had a snow day, which was supposed to be our 86-minute prep period for today's show.
That's right. So we've been scrambling around without class time to produce as much as we possibly could to fill today's show.
And to start off, up first we have basketball.
That's right. And our girls basketball team is holding a steady 3-1 record so far.
Our Brooklyn Willis has the highlights for their game against Afrocentric Early College.
Starting off in the first quarter, the Nubians held a steady pace, and their defense was nothing to play around with. Their strong defense allowed for an even stronger offense throughout the first quarter. They held their guard up throughout the first quarter, only slipping a few points to the leading Lions. End of the first quarter, the Nubians were up 13-11. Jumping into the second quarter, Afrocentric still holds a heavy defense, but the Lions have gained even more confidence and eased through their tough line of defense. But the Nubians still hold a strong offense and are still in the game. Buchanan is amping up their offense as well.
My favorite moment was honestly halftime. We went back there without the coaches and kind of just came together as one. We broke down like what we needed to do and what would help us get the win.
Straight into the third quarter, the score is 35-32, Afrocentric. But this lead does not affect the Lions. It amps them up. The Lions storm into the fourth quarter, fired up and determined to take this win. The Lions defense is even more determined to win this game, and they're not letting any points slip. Hobson passes the ball down to the court to Baines, who shoots the final shot for the Lions.
We put in practice plays, went over sets and everything to prepare for this game, to see what they're going to do, and came out here and showed up.
And the final score is 68-55 Lions. This is Brooklyn Willis in the zone.
And once again, congrats to the girls. Let's look at the boys. They're celebrating an opening night win as they defeated Marysville 60-55 in a thriller Monday night. It was a back-and-forth game all night with 4 players for the Lions in double figures. And all 9 players who played contributed to the stat sheet. Freshman Stephen Blackman sealed the game with 2 clutch free throws just to give the Lions a 4-point lead with just 10 seconds left. Lincoln Live spoke to players Nick Newman and Stephen Blackman after the game about the big win.
First, that was important. We just came out of halftime. We knew we wasn't executing the offense very much, so we just had to stick with it, stay together, and battle through. And first win, we just got to keep on stacking them. It's going to be a good season.
It felt good hitting the game-winning free throw. Practiced those shots a lot, so it felt good to hit those shots in the game.
Congrats, guys. Now to wrestling. And our girls wrestling team here at Lincoln has never had anyone place first at the state meet.
That was until junior Kylie Tibbs climbed to the top of the podium last year after finishing second the previous year.
Her hard work and dedication shows to her teammates that you can do whatever you set your mind to.
Our Callie Cannon has the story on her journey and preparation for this upcoming season as the returning champion.
For most wrestlers, their motivation during the season is about chasing after the person who's on top. But for Kylie Tibbs, she's the one everyone is chasing. After becoming the state champion last year while only being a sophomore, Tibbs is back better than ever to defend her throne. With this comes a major preparation that Kylie was more than willing to do.
During the summer, I went to national tournaments and went overseas so that I can learn more from different people and different coaches, as well as working with different clubs so that I can better myself.
When you're worried about who's chasing you, you don't always run fast enough. And I think it's important for her to have that mindset, is that they're going to be chasing me no matter what. I got to wrestle free. My outcomes are my outcomes.
While she may be training harder than ever, her mindset still stays the same. Even though wrestling is a more independent sport, teammates can rely on each other for more than just help at practice. With Tibbs becoming such an inspiration for the girls, the team can learn from her on things beyond just wrestling.
Seeing her win a state title, I think it changed my mindset kind of because of how I did in my season. It reflected from her to me that I can do anything that's possible. She's a great friend, which I think is really good with her being a captain because it's like you can actually talk to her and she encourages you.
And with that, her accomplishments help all those around her. Not only does her success benefit her wrestling career, but it pushes her to learn beyond the mat, from life lessons to growing as a person.
I've been wrestling since I was 8 years old, so I definitely know what comes with being a wrestler and the discipline that comes with it. Working outside of practice and working during the summer has definitely helped me become a more disciplined person, hardworking person, and also with the diet that comes with it to stay on weight.
When you get outcomes you want, the expectations can grow, and I think you get growth by how you handle the hard and handle the expectations, and I think she's done a good job figuring her way through making sure she still loves it, still likes it, and loves to work hard. So I think that's her biggest growth pattern since winning the title.
As she continues to grow day after day, there still always remains room for improvement. Kylie isn't just ready to protect her crown, but to help show her teammates that you can do whatever you set your mind to. This is Callie Cannon in The Zone.
Thanks, Callie. Now we welcome someone who knows a little bit more about wrestling than I do.
Hi, Amelia. What do you have for us today?
Hey guys, let's jump straight into it. The girls wrestling team welcomes back 2 state qualifiers, Tibbs and senior Jordan Mills, with Tibbs earning the title of state champion last year. The team looks ahead to another great season, hoping to qualify for states again and beat their already outstanding record. But inside the team, the leadership goes above and beyond with their 6 team captains that help motivate them every day. We talked to 2-time team captain Emma Abrams about today's upcoming match.
As a captain, I definitely have a lot of responsibility coming up this week. On Thursday, December 4th, we have our opening night, which is where we have multiple schools come into Gahanna and we get to have matches for each girl. It's a super great experience for all the newer wrestlers, but also the returning wrestlers to shake some of the rust off. It'll be in the gymnasium at 6:30, and it's just one of my favorite traditions that we have as Gahanna wrestlers.
The boys wrestling season is almost here, but an unexpected turn of events has the team's OCC championship from last year stripped away. Our Will Pizzico takes an inside look at the team to see how they are dealing with these results and how they are using this unfortunate outcome to their advantage.
With the boys wrestling season coming up, they're building towards another successful season, but they thought last season was completely behind them with an OCC championship guaranteed. But an unexpected ruling stripped their OCC title away.
I mean, when we first found out we didn't win the OCC championship, I mean, it's kind of discouraging because all that hard work last year we put in, it kind of tore me up. I saw it in the yearbook. It was like our record was 2-3, and I felt that was flawed. We went a perfect 5-0, clean sweeped everybody, and it's just like got caught with some rules.
It was rough last year with the points, but it's always been a rule. It just wasn't something we kept track of. So now we have a poster in the locker room where after every tournament and every duel we write down how many points we have, so we're keeping active track of it.
Finding out that you didn't win a championship because your team wrestled too many matches can destroy a team's morale, especially with their best wrestler, Musa Jallo, graduated and wrestling at the University of Ohio. But the boys are determined to not let that championship loss affect them.
This year, I mean, I feel like this brings like a little sense of hunger to where like we know we're the best team in the OCC. I think we're the best team in Central Ohio. Besides some really good teams, I think we're top 3 in Central Ohio. So I think we're just gonna come in, we're just gonna bring that, man. And I think it's extremely important.
You can always wrestle a kid that's a better wrestler than you, but we're gonna be the most conditioned, and we're gonna have the most mat awareness and all of the things that you can kind of teach versus, say, wrestling skill. So that's just one of the big things we hammer home.
The 2025-2026 season is approaching, and the Lions are putting that huge loss to the program behind them. And they're getting ready for the first tournament coming up this weekend.
Keep bringing it every single week. We're going to get conditioned, we're going to get stronger, we're going to get better, we're going to get faster.
Everybody's practicing extra hard, putting in the work after practice, and just doing everything we can to win now.
The Lions' first wrestling tournament is today, and it's very important. This tournament can dictate how they perform for the rest of the year, but the Lions are ready for another shot at the OCC title. This is Will Pizzico in The Zone.
Thanks, Will. As the wrestling season starts to ramp up and scrimmages end, one of Gahanna's top wrestlers this season is back to dominate once again. We were able to get him off the mats to hear his thoughts for this season. Our Nathan Bernard has 1 minute with Alex Markham.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Alex Markham. Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, we got some good work in day before Thanksgiving. Just putting in that hard work for the season starts. You know, got to shut off some extra pounds, eat all that Thanksgiving food.
So, how do you feel about states this year? Do you think you guys can make a long run?
Absolutely. I think we got some good guys. We got some hardworking guys in the room, and I feel like that's really important. You know, we got good coaches. We got a good mentality coming into this season, and we got some guys that go on a long run for states.
What was your record last year, and how do you think you can improve?
Last year I went 39-9, and I feel like I had some of those losses where I lost some guys I shouldn't have, even though they were better than me. I think I work harder than them, and I think I have the ability to redeem some of those losses and have a better record this year.
So how do you think on the new guys? Do you think they'd be beneficial to the program?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, we got some young guys. We got some guys with, really raw talent. We got the coaches. We got the room. And we could develop these guys some really good wrestlers over their 4-year span.
Well, thanks, Alex. That's all I have. Sending it back to the sports desk.
After last year, the boys are ready to bounce back. They have their first meet at 5 o'clock tonight. They will be competing against Walnut Ridge and South High School here at home. We talked to Christian Jameson for a look inside tonight's meet.
We'll be wrestling at South High School against South and one other team. And then we will be doing an opener and just wrestling off. It's just a JV and then any extras we have. This is a tri-meet. A tri-meet is where there's 13 wrestling.
That's all I have for today. Sending it back to my friends at the sports desk.
Thanks, Amelia.
It's gotten pretty cold outside, and this means that hockey is officially in season. We're working to make a comeback after 2 recent losses, with one ending in a shootout.
That sounds rough.
Yeah, but we still play second in the tournament, though, so we just have to keep working hard to make it a first-place win.
The hockey team is full of kids that are hardworking who have been preparing for months.
Yeah, and the off-season makes a big difference in our team's bond and strength off and on the ice.
Well, our Max Benson went out and got the story on how these hockey players are staying sharp mentally and physically. Here he is.
The boys hockey team is fired up for their 25-26 season.
I think we need to get closer as a group, whether that's talking on the ice or doing things off the ice. I think, just becoming one collective unit.
Developing the athletes, the talent we have, and getting the most out of them.
From morning to night, from school to the ice, they spend their days mentally preparing for the big game.
Yeah, warm-ups are very focused, boys are dialed, we get in the locker room, not very much talking, go through the game plan before the game.
Last year, they went 14-9-1. Having over a 60% win rate is impressive on its own. So it sparks the question, are there any pressure on these boys to recreate that this year?
There's always pressure, especially as seniors. It's kind of your team now, it's your job. I think, chase improvement every year is important. I think we lost a lot of seniors last year, so I think it's really important to get better, especially with this new group we got. We got a strong group of freshmen.
Last year they finished 3rd in Columbus and 35th in Ohio. The practice that goes into these teams, whether it's JV or varsity, helps the mental game, and the mental game is so important to these teams.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta prove myself to the team and not let them down.
So I'm always very focused and just figuring out, how to get the most out of my athletes and how to put them in positions that they're not only successful, but they're having fun.
There's a key to the game that makes these players want to come back, not just every day, but every year to keep striving.
Mostly just give them the skills, that they need to, be good humans as well as being good players on the ice. Trying to lift them up and celebrate the good things they're doing, and just being honest and helping them see the goals they want, and just listening to what they want as well and pushing them in that direction.
In the words of Kobe Bryant, the Mamba mentality is trying to get the best version of yourself. It means every day you're trying to become better. This is Max Benson with the Lincoln Sports Zone.
The Lions swim team is gearing up for another exciting season after a highly successful year with multiple state qualifiers and countless accomplishments. The team has a lot to be proud of and even bigger goals ahead. As the new season approaches, our Tyler Storch has a minute with Andrew Byers to get the details.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Andrew Byers, who's part of the boys swim team. Hey, Andrew, how would you describe the team's energy going into the season?
I feel like our energy is really good right now. We have our first meet on Friday, and we've spent the last month of training. Some days have been easier, some days have been harder, but I think our overall training has been really good, and we're all really excited to get at it.
What's something the team has really focused on during the off season?
I think something we've really focused on is team bonding. We have a lot of new people this year, and I think getting them more comfortable with us in the water, not only in practice but outside of the pool, is really good. Like, we've had pool parties and movie nights outside of swim, so I think that's really helped the team bond overall.
And what's one big goal the team has for this year?
I think the biggest goal is to get as many people to districts as possible. Last year, I think we had like about 15 go, and this year we have a lot of new people, and we're trying to get them to possibly go to districts too.
Thanks, Andrew. Sending it back to the sports desk.
Now joining us in the studio is Will Pizzico.
And joining Will is two-time state qualifier and team captain Sam Braun.
Hey guys, and thanks Sam for joining us. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks for having me.
All right, I'm gonna get straight into the questions. With the first meet coming up tomorrow, what is the energy like and how are you guys feeling about it?
Yeah, so we're super excited to get the season underway. We've been training for over a month. We've got 50 kids, so we're excited to just kick off the season. It's at Westerville Central tomorrow, and we get to be with the divers. So.
Okay. And during those tough practices, how are you guys able to keep that energy high and support each other during that?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. We're right now in the middle of our hardest part of the season, so always just pushing your body to the max. And so I think it's just important to continue to support each other by giving each other high fives, telling each other good job, and it's just really been able to motivate me.
Okay. And the girls team has won OCCs twice, and the boys almost went undefeated last year. What are you guys doing to make sure you get back on that streak and keep that alive?
Yeah, so every day we come to practice with a sharp mindset. We come in and we get to work. We push ourselves constantly and just continue to support each other, and that's what has made these goals come to life.
Okay. And you've qualified for states the past 2 years, and you podium during relays. How are you making sure that you get back on that podium this year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm focusing on all aspects in and out of the water, pushing myself in the water, getting enough sleep, eating right, lifting in the gym. So I think it's been amazing going to state twice this year, and I'm just excited to continue to hopefully come back and final at state.
And last question, what makes this team so special compared to all the others?
Yeah, so like I said, our team is very new. We're very fresh, but we really prioritize our bond. We do a lot of team parties, movie nights, team dinners, Christmas parties. So just things like that, just continuing to support each other. And it's really been a huge winner to help us, I don't know, be the best.
Thank you so much, Sam. Now, let's send it back to the sports desk.
Thanks, Will. The boys bowling team is starting their season strong. This past weekend, they won their first tournament of the seaseason, and they are currently playing 3-0 in match play. They are coming off a strong season, winning the OCC and placing 10th in the state. Their next match will be today at 4 o'clock, where they'll be facing Groveport Madison at Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl. Here's bowler Cale Klaus with a preview.
So far, we had a strong start to our season. We won our first tournament of the year, and we're hoping to continue that through our matches this week. And Thursday is one of our first matches. We seem prepared, coming off a strong end last year, going to states and getting as far as we did. We personally believe that this year we shouldn't lose a single match. So we're coming in there with confidence, and our team is prepared this year. We have a lot of strong bowlers this year, and I believe that if we just continue what we were doing last year, we should do really well.
A varsity boys bowler, Chris Briscoe, has big goals for himself and the team this season. They are so far undefeated, and this season they are willing to give it everything they have to compete against higher level champions. Our AJ Bendoff has a minute with Chris.
Do you think you guys are capable of winning anything this season?
Yes, for sure, because we all really want it really bad, and we all want to win states, and we're all willing to put the effort in for it.
What are you hoping to accomplish this season?
Keeping my grades up so I can stay eligible and working harder and harder every day so I can just keep getting better for my team.
How are you going to accomplish these goals?
Showing up to every practice and workout we do, like weightlifting, and every practice we have during the week after school.
How long have you been bowling as a school sport?
It's my sophomore year, so I've been doing it since last year, so for 2 years.
How long have you been a part of the Gahanna Boys Bowling Program?
I've been doing it since 8th grade in the summer when they did Sunday workouts and preseason Tuesday workouts, so for about 2-3 years now.
Thank you, Chris. Sending it back to Natalie and Bailey at the sports desk.
Recently, name, image, and likeness, better known as NIL, was passed by Ohio Athletic Association member schools. So that means that high school athletes will be permitted to profit from their name, image, and likeness. But this change comes with many rules and regulations. Gahanna-Lincoln Athletic Director Matthew Welsh tells us that one key component is that students and families are solely responsible for securing these deals, unlike in college.
With this new opportunity, students and their parents and guardians will work together to find these opportunities. This is something they need to do on their own, through their own hustle. It is not something that their coaches are going to do for them, their athletic department is going to do for them. It's what they need to do for themselves. You can still have that you play for the lacrosse team or you play on the swimming team or whatever that is in your profile. It's the individual post that you need to separate yourself from here at Gahanna-Lincoln. You need to make sure that your benefits that you're getting are not due to your notoriety or fame as an athlete, but as an individual.
Thanks, Mr. Welsh. Also, these deals cannot have anything to do with your school or your sport.
These deals are purely based on following the student as a person, not as an athlete.
Now to college football. And the Ohio State University football team will head to the Big Ten Championship this week after defeating Michigan on Saturday.
In case you weren't able to watch the game and see the highlights from standout players to post-game drama, our Brody Bixler, Max Benson, and Nathan Bernard have it covered.
Here's this week's Outside Zone.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Brody Bixler. This is Max Benson. I got Nathan Bernard with me. And we are in the zone. We're talking about some huge football games this past week, specifically Ohio State, Michigan. It's the game. There was a ton of takeaways from this, but Max, what's your main one with key players?
Yeah, I think just this whole game was for the running backs. You look at the first quarter, I mean, Michigan was kind of running over Ohio State's defense. And then further in the game, you know, Ohio State was getting all those first downs with Bo Jackson. He had 166 total yards. OSU rushed 186 yards. That means 10 were from somebody else. And they had that on 47 attempts. Now, Jordan Marshall, I will give credit where credit is due, had 7 carries. He had a bunch of rushes in the first quarter and was getting through our defense. So,
yeah, impressive stuff. What about you, Bernie?
Now, instead of individual players, I'd say more defense. I'd say for Michigan, my key player was Jimmy Roller. At least anytime I look up the screen, I see number 30. He had at least 12 tackles on the day, and he was stopping that Ohio State run. But once Ohio State got into their rhythm, the game just went in their favor. And for Ohio State, they couldn't stop their running backs. Once they took them out in the first quarter, I think Michigan couldn't do anything. You know, Bryce Underwood only had 8 passes, completed at least, and only 61 yards. That's not what you expect of someone who's getting paid millions of dollars a year. Yeah. Now, for Ohio State, that last interception probably sealed the game for good. There was no morale for Michigan, and I think Ohio State defense came out on top as my key player.
Yeah, incredible game for the defense. You talk about Bryce Underwood, how he struggled against that Ohio State defense. Well, it was Julian Sayin. He was really the MVP of the game. He went 19 for 26. He had 233 passing yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He threw an interception, but he was able to come right back from that. He had an incredible game. He really impressed me, and I think he's a legitimate Heisman contender for the game. So after the game was over, Michigan was kind of guarding the M. They were keeping Ohio State from planting their flag. What are you guys thinking about that?
Michigan doesn't know how to lose. They planted their flag on our field last year, and it led to a pretty big fight. If you guys remember, pepper spray was being used, a bunch of fights with the authorities and everything. They can't just dish that out and not be able to take it back. And this has been a rivalry for so long and like an emotional rivalry, Ohio State deserves to do that. Michigan has been on a 4-game win streak. We got that victory. We deserved to do that. They should have went back in the locker room and called it a day.
Yeah. You know, Brutus got the last laugh. He crossed out the M.
That was crazy.
3 times, including once at the very end. I think that's awesome. So finally, we got a huge game coming up next week. It's the Big Ten Championship game. And we're going off against another undefeated team in Michigan. And they're ranked 2nd in the nation. We're ranked 1st. What are your guys' key takeaways for that?
Well, I think it's just, you got to look at the history behind these two teams. I think Ohio State obviously has the upper edge. The only reason we weren't in the Big Ten Championship already was because of the team up north, and we didn't know if we were going to win that game. But Ohio State and Indiana has been a pretty one-sided battle. They've been 18-12-5, like ever. And the last time that Indiana won against us was 1988. I'm taking the Buckeyes on this.
Yeah, I've got to side with both of you guys. I think it's going to be close at first, but it's going to be similar to the Michigan game where we kind of pull away, our defense holds. Well, that's all we've got. Sending it back to the sports desk.
In our last Sports Zone, our Callie Cannon took Sam Braun and Bailey to learn to play softball, and it was great entertainment.
Yeah, it didn't go very well for me. I wanted my redemption, and since Natalie plays hockey, she took us to learn to ice skate. Enjoy the 2nd episode of The Benchwarmers.
What's up, Lincoln? Welcome back to the 2nd episode of The Benchwarmers. We have special guest, Natalie! Today we are ice skating. And Natalie's a hockey player, so she's going to teach us how, and yeah, let's just
How are you guys feeling about this right now?
Who do you think's going to be worse, Sam or Bailey? Be off the ground, it's a foot. Do it! So this is going really awful, actually. We can't get Bailey or Sam off the wall.
2 hours later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Ouch. Wait, look. Look at you.
Got him!
Bombastic side eye.
Wait, back. Wait, no. How does she do this?
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Guys, my butt hurts really bad, and the camera is...
Bruh.
Our last and final thing that we're doing is we're going to time everyone to see how long it takes us all to go around one time. I have no predictions. Okay.
16 seconds. Good job, Natalie. Give me some. What time? 26 seconds. No. What's the time? 1 minute and 6 seconds. I'm so fast. Thanks, guys, for watching the 2nd episode of The Benchwarmers with our special guest, Natalie.
We made it. We did it. Everyone did so good. Except for this little one.
No, she did great.
If we swim soon. Swim soon. Bye. Somebody stop it. Bye.
Well, Lincoln, that's all the sports news we have for you today.
We apologize that the snow day prevented us from covering a few winter sports teams.
And we hope to have coverage of those teams on the Lincoln Live social media pages by tomorrow.
With us moving to a new school soon, this will be our last live sports zone of the semester because our computers will be moved over the weekend and the rest of the studio moves starting Monday.
But be sure to look out for pre-taped shows in the next few weeks.
We'll see you later. And as always,
Go Lions!